Good morning, students. This is Miss Williams. It is Thursday, and today is the 14th of May. And today we are going to do two things. We're going to review the distributive property and complete a puzzle about it. And you're going to take a quiz on two-step equations. So the video is mostly going to focus on the distributive property. If you need to go back and review two-step equations, you can look at videos from the last few days and also the notes from our Zoom calls. So the distributive property is actually something that a lot of us use when we do multiplication in our heads. If you're trying to do 4 times 23, very often what people will do is that they'll split that up in their heads into 4 times 20 plus 3. So they'll split the 23 into 20 plus 3, and then they'll do 4 times 20 plus 4 times 3. So you get 80 plus 12, which is 92. Where the distributive property comes into this is this piece here in the middle. So 4 times 20 plus 3 is the same thing as 4 times 20 plus 4 times 3. And this is where we distributed the 4. So the factor of 4 was distributed to the two terms that were inside the parentheses, to the 20 and the 3. You can also think of this as an area model, because what you're doing is you're doing 4 times 20 plus 3. So you can think of it like this, where you have 20 plus 3 across the top and the 4 on the side. And inside the area model, you get 4 times 20, which is 80. And you get 4 times 3, which is 12, and then you add them together, 80 plus 12, and you get the 92. So you can think of it also as that area model. We did some work on the distributive property in class back in probably the end of January or the beginning of February. And we did it kind of like this. We used, if you remember, the square, the little cubes, the colored little cubes I have. And imagine that I gave you some black cubes. I'm using a B for black cubes. And here I'm drawing 12 Bs. So we have 12 black cubes. And I give you 9 yellow cubes. And you might remember we had circles on a sheet of paper. And you were to fill as many circles as you could. But each circle had to have exactly the same number of black cubes and yellow cubes as the other circles, and there were to be none left over. So if you look at these, you can see that 12 for the black cubes and 9 for the yellow cubes, both of those numbers have a factor of 3. So we can make 3 groups. That's the greatest common factor for 12 and 9 is 3. So we can make 3 groups, and each group is going to have 4 black cubes. The other circles I'm not using. If you remember on the mat that we used in the classroom, sometimes we didn't use all the circles. So it would look like that. So the math for that is going to look like this. 3 groups of 4 blacks and 3 yellows is equal to 12 blacks and 9 yellows. And that's what you're going to end up with at the end of the day. Now, what you're going to be doing today is a puzzle based on the distributive property. So I want to show you how this puzzle works. So this particular puzzle, I'm going to scan in and you can look at it on Google Classroom. All you have to write out are the numbers from 1 to 22 on a grid. That's if you don't have a printer. If you have a printer, just print it out. The way that the puzzle works is, let's look at the top here. The world's longest punctuation mark is the riddle. For each exercise, write the letter of the answer in the box containing the exercise number. So the letter of the answer, so one of these three is the answer and it has a letter beside it. So you take that letter and you put it in the box for number 1. So they're using an area model here. 4 times x plus y. So that's going to be 4x plus 4y. So I know that this is 4 times x plus y. I also know that I could have a 4x in there and a 4y in there. So I know this is a correct answer. I know this is a correct answer. Exercises 102, circle the expression that does not represent the area of the outside rectangle. So this guy is wrong. Write its letter in the corresponding numbered box. So the T goes in the box for number 1. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more of these for you. So let's come down to number 8 here. I'm going to zoom in on it. So we have 16 groups of 1 yellow cube and let's say 3 pennies. 16 groups of that. So you're going to do 16 times 3. The way that I do 16 times 3 in my head is I do 3 times 10, which is 30, and 3 times 6, which is 18, and I add the 30 and the 18 and I get 48. And we look in this box for 48. Oops, excuse me. We look in this box for 48. The letter is U. So U goes into the box on the grid for the letter 8. So you find the letter 8 on the grid and you put a U in there. Let's do another one. Let's do number 11 here, seeing as we can see it. A groups of B plus C plus 11. So you're multiplying everything by A. So it's going to be AB plus AC plus A11. And they have the AC and they have the A times 11 or 11 times A. So the thing that's missing is AB. So coming down to the answer grid here, you can see that AB is R. And AB goes into box 11. So an R into box 11. All right, I'm going to leave you guys to finish out this puzzle and to write the answer into formative. And then you have a quiz with 8 two-step equations to complete as well. Okay, no IXL for today. Thank you so much. Have a great day.